Good evening and thanks very much for joining us. I'm Brittany Ramsey. Thunder Bay shoppers and restaurant diners showed their enthusiasm today as the province officially moved into stage 1 of reopening. Long lineups could be seen at retail stores across the city, and despite some rainy weather, people still hit the outdoor patios for lunch. Brianne Foley has more.
The lineup started bright and early on Friday morning with about 30 to 40 people waiting to finally shop inside Canadian Tire on Arthur Street. Non-essential stores are limited to just 15% capacity, but with the excitement to get back to regular shopping, people had no problem lining up in the colder weather. Brian Fritshaw was in charge of managing the lines and says people seem genuinely pleased with the process.
Today's been an excellent day. The customers are being very polite and very, very patient with us. We found that we're letting people into the store in groups of anywhere from 10 to 30 at a time. Oh, everybody's loving being back. The staff is very upbeat, very cheerful, and very happy to have the customers doing their own shopping now instead of us doing it for them.
The big lineup for Winners and HomeSense at Thunder Center wrapped around the loading dock and meant an hour-and-a-half wait for some shoppers. It was cold and a little wet at times, with some people opting out of waiting. But for many shoppers, just getting out to enjoy in-person shopping was worth standing in line.
Just out poking through the stores to see what is there, that's all.
Just enjoying the experience?
Yes, it's been a long time. So I think everyone is out there doing their thing. So good for them. I'm happy for everyone now that they're out and around.
Oh, the shopping was really easy. The staff are so friendly. The customers are amazing. Everyone's staying apart. It's super safe.
Outdoor restaurant patios didn't see quite the same enthusiasm as rain and colder weather deterred many patrons on day 1 of reopening. But the Boston Pizza on Arthur had enough regulars hit the back patio to enjoy some lunch and a few well-earned beverages.
You know what, it feels great to be outside and meeting a few of my friends I haven't seen in 6 months, and it's nice to talk to people and get to know what happened, and you know, everyone's been on lockdown forever, and I don't know, it feels great. You know, really, it's, you know what, even it's raining, we're all from Thunder Bay, and it is what it is, and I don't know, just enjoy what we have, right?
With the sun expected to come out this weekend, restaurant owners are preparing for fuller patios on Saturday and Sunday. Brianne Foley, TBT News.
Campgrounds also fall into step 1 of the province's reopening plan. Thunder Bay KOA and the city-run campgrounds at Trowbridge and Chippewa Park reopened to the public today, and many are eager to enjoy the great outdoors to kickstart the summer. Avery McRae has that story.
For all of 2021, the campgrounds at Chippewa Park and Trowbridge Falls sat vacant due to pandemic restrictions. But beginning Friday, the curtain was lifted, and campers can once again enjoy a weekend around the fire at their favorite local campgrounds. City Parks Manager Corey Halverson says the parks open around their regular time of year, and he is expecting a busy summer.
It's only a week or two, I believe, after our normal operating start of year would have happened, so it's very close to no impact. So yeah, it's great. We had been receiving bookings ahead of time, reservations through the winter, probably significantly more than we would normally see. So I think there was a real anticipation for this service returning.
Thunder Bay KOA off Highway 1117 has been open for essential travelers for a few weeks. But with public camping officially opening, co-owner Christy Cooper said she had guests checking in first thing in the morning. The grounds will be mostly reopened under Step 1, including the long-awaited return of the park's pool area. But for KOA regulars, they will notice things aren't fully back to 100%.
Fully open still isn't, because we offer a lot of events for our families. We offer hay rides and things that are not social distanced, which won't be offered again this year. As back to normal as we can be.
No matter the campsite, those looking to enjoy the great outdoors this summer at one of the local campgrounds may want to think of booking their stay sooner rather than later.
We're booked more fully than we normally would see. There's still spaces, so please do call, and if you are interested, we absolutely have spaces available.
To be honest, we've had lots of reservations for the month of July because we've had people with high hopes of coming in, and it's very busy. So Until school's out now, we still have lots of room, but I would suggest booking reservations early. July and August are going to be booming because finally everybody can get out and enjoy.
Avery McRae, TBT News.
On to the COVID-19 numbers now. For the second straight day, the Thunder Bay District Health Unit is reporting just 4 new cases. 1 comes from the Thunder Bay area and 3 are in First Nations in the Greenstone area. All 4 are due to close contact. 3 new variant cases have also been identified, bringing the total number of VOC cases to 171. The total case count now sits at 3,308. 47 are considered active. That's 4 less than Thursday. There are 13 COVID patients being treated at the regional hospital. 4 are in the ICU, and the hospital is currently about 78% full. Well, it'll be a marathon weekend at Queen's Park. The legislature has been recalled so leaders can deal with a controversial bill. The Ford government is invoking a rare clause to try to restore Elections Act restrictions that a court declared unconstitutional just this week. Colin DeMello explains.
MPPs will return to Queen's Park for a rare midnight sitting of the Ontario legislature, allowing the Ford government to pass a new election law using the notwithstanding clause.
How are you going to vote when it comes to the notwithstanding clause?
I'm going to be voting with the government, of course. This is a very important issue. This is about making sure that we leave it to the people of Ontario to elect governments. This isn't something that should be done by other parties with deep pockets.
The government is extending the limits for third-party advertisers ahead of what is expected to be a hard-fought, contentious election campaign. Third-party advertisers were limited in what they could spend in the 6 months leading up to an election campaign. The Ford government wants to extend that limit to an entire year. The move was ruled unconstitutional by an Ontario judge, but the government is now overruling that court and overriding portions of the Canadian Constitution to pass this law.
Doug Ford, our premier, really looks like a desperate man. He's a desperate man that's trying to cling to power, and the way he's trying to do that is by muzzling people that he hurt, frankly. That's what this is all about.
While large organizations like teachers' unions would be affected, smaller groups like the Ontario Autism Coalition are concerned as well.
You know, it will continue to silence us as well as other coalitions that have similar messages and other organizations that have been hurt by Doug Ford.
The Attorney General denies that's the case.
What we're actually doing is promoting freedom of expression and promoting the right for people to be educated and exposed to the ideas of the people that are running for office, so that they're not drowned out by big money, by big companies, by big organizations that are spending millions of dollars.
The marathon session will end on Monday. Colin DeMello, CTV News.
Thunder Bay's 5 at-large city councillors took questions from the public on a variety of topics last night during another virtual town hall meeting. Once again, there were more inquiries about the multi-use turf facility than anything else. Ryan Benazzo reports.
The $46 million price tag, including interest, was too rich.
Not surprisingly, councillors fielded a number of questions about the stalled turf facility during Thursday evening's at-large town hall. One resident wanted to know why it's still being discussed after the first proposal was voted down.
We approved a motion that we would have a facility, an indoor facility, in the Chapels area. That is on the books. We have to deal with that.
Just because some people want to stop the project and don't want to continue, that doesn't mean the whole community doesn't.
Doesn't mean that, that there's not still the need in the community for the for a multi-purpose facility, but it just means it may not be that picture that we painted right there.
Council recently directed administration to begin accepting proposals from the private sector for a different facility. This coming Monday, councillors are being asked to approve the parameters of that expression of interest process, including minimum requirements of any plan that's submitted. Another resident asked councillors to ensure that all of the proposals are made public. Councillor Peng Yu says he'll push for that on Monday.
To require that each of the submissions be collected into a report and presented at that open meeting.
If there are some restrictions as to what can be shared given our bylaws, maybe we can talk about, you know, what can be shared, like how many proposals were received, what kinds of proposals were they, what did they offer in broad terms, if we can't get too specific.
Councillors were also questioned about the proposed new police station and its estimated $52 million price tag, and there were calls to further restrict private fire pits, despite a lot of public outcry when that idea was first broached by council last month. Ryan Benazzo, TBT News.
Thunder Bay Police are renewing a call for information and providing more clues regarding a missing persons case. 33-year-old Thomas Kwasny was last seen on May 15th around 8:45 a.m. in the 400 block of George Street. Police have now released a photo of a possible witness. The individual seen here brought in a backpack from the West Fort area. The backpack belonged to Kwasny and was handed in on May 14th at the Lucero Pharmacy on Donald Street. Police say at this point they don't believe Kwasny was a victim of any foul play, but the disappearance is concerning.
And this is totally out of character for him not to have attended places like Shelter House, Grace Place, or even in and around the downtown area.
Anyone with information on Thomas Kwasny or the man in the images at the pharmacy is asked to contact Thunder Bay Police. Well, some rainy weather conditions seem to be helping forest fire crews as the number of active fires continues to drop in the Northwest. It's been an above-average year for forest fires so far, but the MNRF were dealing with only 43 fires as of midday today. That's 5 less than Thursday and a big drop from last weekend. Currently, just 11 fires are deemed not under control, including Thunder Bay Fire 33 in the Hollands Head Lake area. It's raging on at 300 hectares. Fire Information Officer Chris Marchand says after seeing dozens of fires caused by lightning, Mother Nature has actually given them a helping hand, extinguishing some of them with rain.
Well, certainly this wet weather is a great boost for the firefighting effort, which has seen a remarkable amount of fires called out over this week. I mean, you know, we accumulate a huge number of new starts, and then when you have a turn in the weather like this, that really helps us get on top of them and reduce that fire load.
3 fires in the Scriber area have forced restrictions on some pieces of Crown land and certain roads. Nipigon fires 7, 8, and 9 are forcing residents in the affected areas to apply for travel permits at the Nipigon MRNF office if they wish to use the roads. The Thunder Bay Chamber of Commerce has come up with a unique way to host its annual Business Awards Night by turning it into a drive-in event and showcasing the winners on the big screen. The Chamber Awards are normally handed out at a ritzy event in a hotel ballroom, but this year it's being held at Boomer's Drive-In at the Murillo Fairgrounds. Members of the business community will show up in their vehicles to acknowledge the hard work and resilience of their membership over the past year. 46 people and businesses have been nominated for awards, which range from Young Entrepreneur of the Year to Not-for-Profit Excellence. And Chamber President Charlotte Robinson says award presentation will be done in a socially distant manner.
The winners will get out of their car and go to the stage, but it'll be only the winner and the sponsor on the stage, and they will be separated so that way the winner can give their comments. You know, I mean, it's a pretty momentous moment to actually win a business award. So they'll be able to express their appreciation, talk about what this means to them. And of course, you know, all of us in our cars will be honking and screaming and cheering for them.
The event is open to anyone and starts Wednesday night at 5:30. Registration can be done at the Chamber's website under Biz Awards. In the support of Pride Month, the Lakehead Public School Board raised a transgender flag today to accompany the already raised Pride flag. Board officials say the 2 flags show that they strive to help all students feel accepted, welcomed, and that they belong. The flag was raised in association with Thunder Pride and the Rainbow Collective. Board Chair Ellen Chambers says raising the transgender flag adds another layer of acceptance, and it's important that kids feel safe at school.
It's a celebration for our month, and it's an acknowledgement and understanding of the diversity of all of our population and our kids, and in particular a group of people who have had, you know, a lot of oppression.
growing up as a kid that we didn't have QSAs or GSAs in schools. We didn't have the pride flag. You were very much alone in schools. It is really encouraging.
Seeing that, individual trans flag flying here today, I hope gives hope to other students and staff that they are accepted within their school community and that they are seen and they're heard.
Chambers adds they have a partnership with Thunder Pride and the Rainbow Collective in their schools, and she hopes the in-school Pride celebrations can return next year. Meanwhile, Thunder Bay's Francophone High School hosted one of the city's first drive-through graduations last night. The celebration at La Vérendrye included a parade of decorated vehicles. The 2021 graduates and their families lined the streets in anticipation of the graduation ceremony. The high school also had live music and a mascot to welcome the students. The 29 grads then lined the parking lot, taking turns receiving their diplomas out front of the school and having pictures taken with their families. Principal Marie-France Tousignan wanted the event to be a celebration of all the hard work the students put in throughout this difficult final year.
It's a great celebration at the end of the year where students have really shown amazing resilience. Teachers have shown amazing resilience, and today is just a celebration of all that. So we're all very excited.
Like the atmosphere was just so fun, and like everyone's cheering and yelling. I got to see all my teachers, which were so great. I got to see my peers in their cars and got to give it like a nice woohoo. And so that was really great. I liked that. I'm really happy with what they did.
The staff at La Vérendrye say they were ecstatic to see their students graduate and hope that their post-secondary experience will be in a more normal setting.
Yeah, don't we all? We're getting closer to that right now because, Aves, it's Friday, getting into the weekend, restrictions lifting. You and I call that a green light special to hit a patio, grab some koozies, have a good time. But instead, torrential downpour, and I don't think my feet will ever be dry again.
No, it's a pretty wet day today, but that green light special we're talking about, put on the sneakers, grab the Hawaiian shirt, the shorts. Tomorrow and all weekend long, beautiful weather coming up. But let's get to today first and foremost. Mostly light rain coming down throughout the day today, heavier at times later in the afternoon. But all in all, very similar to yesterday, a very dreary, kind of foggy, kind of muggy, kind of not the most fun day here in Thunder Bay. I've got some good news, though, west of the city. In Fort Frances, that heat warning has finally come to a snap, but still pretty warm out at 23, feeling closer to 27 once you take that humidity into effect. With mostly cloudy skies at that hour, gets a little bit cooler as you work your way up to the north. 21 in Kenora, 16 in Red Lake at this hour, currently with some light rain coming down right now. But the farther you get north, it seems to warm up a little bit. You see Big Trout Lake at 20 currently at this hour, and some beautiful clear skies there. An absolutely gorgeous day for any patios up in the Big Trout Lake area. While Greenstone, 21 and mostly cloudy skies. The North Shore is at 20 degrees in Marathon. The Southeast Shore at 18, currently cloudy skies in Sault Ste. Marie. Now those cloudy skies, they will be in Thunder Bay for the majority of the night tonight. In fact, it's going to bring some showers that are going to fall in the early evening, sticking around overnight tonight. And like I always say, with this time of year being the summer, you never quite know when you'll see a thunderstorm, so there always is the risk of that. But another cool night here in Thunder Bay at a mere nice brisk 11 degrees.
All right, thanks very much for that, Avery. After the break, we'll have details out of the G7 summit, world leaders declaring that they will share COVID vaccines with the rest of the world. Stay with us.
More will be required and more will be forthcoming. There will be no negative impact on the vaccination plan